Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Cretia.
and welcome back to the channel.
Woo.
And today we are here to discuss Canada's Drag Race Season 5? We're on Season 5. Yeah, Season
Yeah.
5. Yeah, Season 5, Episode 2 and 3. A double feature, as some would like to say. Before we get into everything, just want to remind you real quick to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have a goal of 1,000 subscribers and we'd love to reach that ASAP. So make our wish come true and subscribe right now. So, LaCresha, what did you think of the acting and the Lollapalooza? I'm sorry, they call it the Slayoffs up in Canada.
The acting. The acting was
A choice.
a choice.
Thank God for one team.
Yep.
Yep.
The acting was a choice. And the slay off was another choice.
Yeah, some of the winners. I'm like, why? Why? But we're gonna discuss because overall I enjoyed it, but there were some choices made. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we return back into the workroom after the first episode, and they are greeted with the Golden Beaver to let the girls know that the Golden Beaver will be in play this season.
Yes.
I'm excited for the Golden Beaver. So, I love this twist. And again, I'm loving, although the choices for both weeks, I'm like, really? Okay. They congratulate Virgo and Michaela for getting the top two and Virgo for winning the first lip sync.
Yep.
So it's the next day in the workroom. The queens come in, they're chatting, they congratulate Virgo yet again. We had this beautiful moment between Jaylene and Michaela. It was Jaylene, just this whole episode, had me
in tears.
Multiple times.
If not on the verge of tears.
My goodness. It's so important to see women like Jaylene on this show.
Right.
It's so important. Just as important it is to see Michaela. Like, I love it. So the alarm goes off. They get their room mail from Rue. And Brooklyn enters the workroom and lets us know that aliens have invaded Earth and we have to teach them our ways. So what they're going to do is they have to write their own challenge and record it. So they'll be acting. So because Terra Nova and Tiffany, I'm sorry, my brain just went.
I was like,
my brain just stopped for a second. I don't know what happened. But the team
We've only been doing this for 3 hours. For not even 3, 2.5 hours.
So the team captains are Tara, Tiffany, and Perla as the winner, as the three bottoms last week. I could not get that out. So as the three bottoms last week, they were the team captains. So on Team Tara, we ended up with Sanjina, Oh My God, and Tara. On Team Tiffany, we had Jaylene, Virgo, and Michaela. And then on Team Perla, we had Minnie and Helena. Thank God for these three. So we see them write their scripts. We see them come to the stage. I'm sorry, to the green screen. What'd you say?
I said we're not right scripts.
Brooklyn is our director, but she really didn't do much directing.
No.
She kind of just she was just kind of there for time. And she was like, go ahead, queens, it's y'all's. I'm just watching. Just letting y'all know, hey, y'all got about 5 more minutes. Got 5 more minutes.
I mean, I think she did do some directing on those that had scripts. It was just the first group had a script and she was like, hey, well, your script says this. I think this is too long. Let's edit this. Then the second team didn't have a script. So she was just like, time? Question mark? And then the third one, they had everything down packed. They filled their whole 15 minutes. She was just like, oh, well, all I gotta do is stand here and look cute.
So while they were getting ready for the main stage, we had this beautiful moment with Jaylene talking how she's a 60 scoop survivor and how Tara's grandfather was also a 60 scoop survivor. And just the moment of passing that garment from one to the other, it was a beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and then even the moment that Jaylene has with Serene on the main stage after she was announced safe, that moment, I'm just like, I love it. I love every second of it. So let's get to this main stage. Up first, we have our hostess with the mostest, Brooklyn Heights. What did you think of Brooklyn this week?
That was sexy. That was very sexy.
Yes.
But you know, Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn's only just like got a bad review from us like one time.
And I think it was more from you than me.
Probably. I'm a little bit more, look, I'm a little bit more of the fashion person, so you can't tell. But look, if I could afford the clothes that could fit me, yeah.
Well, tell us what you give this score for Miss Brooklyn this week.
This gets an A+ from me.
Oh,
I love
really?
It. Look, and you got the big hair.
Yeah. I give it a B+. I really like it. It's just, but from the waist down, like this would have been great to wear on the Lollapalooza episode because, yeah, although she's not performing, you know, it kind of fits the theme. But for this episode, I was just kind of like, oh, it's really cute from the waist up. And I love her legs. So it gets a B+. And yes, I did notice the legs. And I did notice the hair, and I gave her a little extra for that.
That's why I said B+ and not just a B.
So this week we're joined by Serene Fox, Tracy Melshore, and our extra special guest judge, Peaches. I love how we had a lot of celebrities named Peaches this week. Peaches, never heard of neither one of them before. Peaches.
Alright, TikTok.
The category for this week is time and place. So, if you were given this prompt, what would be your time and what would be your place?
Ooh, my time and place. That I could make an outfit out of. Not gonna lie, if I had the budget, it probably would have been like April 4th, 2014.
What happened on April 4th, 2014?
That was when Prince William and Kate got married.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And then now it would have been a toss-up. Would I've been Kate or would I've been Pippa? Because they both kind of. But I've always wanted the Kate dress. Like it. So for me, that probably would have been like my moment. But it would have been like Kate from the front, Pippa from the back.
I would have given you. My time would have been 2006. And I would have gave you so much of that early 2000s fashions that I witnessed in real time being in high school during that time. I would have came out with the razor, the popped collars.
Oh, God.
the weird color extensions in, like...
Oh, God. And you know what's so, like, uncanny valley for me? Is because, like, I went to school in two different eras. So I was there for, like, the 90s grunge.
Yeah.
You know, the baggy dress, the boots and stuff like that. Because I still wear that to this day. Especially now that 90s fashion is coming back. But then I'm also in that uncanny valley of the early 2000s fashion, you know, with the quadruple layers and the top collar. And, you know, I was in that era where you had, like, the extra long undershirt and then the shirt that layered over it. And, you know, they don't need no other he said, she said, he said, girl,
To be real with you, that's the look I was referring to. If like she didn't give a pop collar, but I would have added one in there just for the effect of it being early 2000s, that 2000s to 2006 era. Yeah.
And what really sucks for me is like I graduated high school in 2002, but my mindset is still like high school was 2000 to 2006. But I guess that includes the fact that I was still watching like Disney Channel in my early 20s. So, so to me, high school, even though it ended in 2002, extended till about 2010 when I moved to Texas.
So let's get into these fabulous queens. Up first, we have Michaela Couture. Her time was the Carabana Carnival. Her place was Toronto, Ontario. What did you think of Michaela's look?
Oh, this was lovely, honey. She said, I'm going to give y'all that good wine.
A good wine, okay?
That good wine. Yes. You know, she's very, for somebody who, theoretically speaking, officially has only been doing drag for like 4 or 5 years now.
Roughly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though she's technically been doing it since like middle school, high school, like she's so good. So good. And she knows herself. She's branded herself very well. Like I followed her not even realizing that she was the queen, that she was the returning contestant from the makeover challenge. So, yeah. This gets an A+ from me.
I agree with your A+. This was stunning. It sits correctly on her body. That headpiece is to die for.
She carries it so well.
So well.
Because that thing is heavy.
So well. Up next is Tiffany & Co. Her time was 2,825 to 2,520 BC. Ancient Vietnam. I thought this was stunning. I love when people bring their culture. This gets an A for me. Beautiful.
Yeah, I really like this. The only problem I seem to have with 3D printed props are when the people don't do the little alcohol rub, and so you can still see all of the printing lines on it. Like, there's some kid at my school. I
wish I had a 3D printer.
I do too. The really dumb reason why I want one so that I could print my dang characters for my maps for D&D. Is the only reason why I want a goddamn 3D printer, because I have no other use for it. Oh well, no, because then I could make the little flappy thingies too. But no, like that irritates me so much. I'm like, nobody wants texture on their 3D printed things. Like, there are kids at my school who sell 3D printed things to other kids at the school, and they'll be in my classroom and like, look at my little octopus, Miss G. And I'm like, oh, it's so rough on the inside though. They didn't sand it or nothing. Okay, get that away from me. It's just, ugh. But then again, that's me coming from that maker's hyperfixation that I had, because I'm like, no, it has to look like this.
But what is your score?
This gets a B from me.
Alrighty, moving on to Jaylene. The time was the 1950s, and the place was a Treaty 4 powwow. What did you think of Jaylene?
This gets an A+ from me.
Same. Again,
simple,
elegant culture. Like I said, the moment with her and Serene was just so beautiful, and even Serene responding to Jaylene walking out in this. Like, I know I'm not of the culture, but like I felt that deep here.
Right. Like, and the thing is like, if I had the time and the money to invest in like getting into my ancestry, because I've had other relatives that kind of got into it. I know, theoretically speaking, that I am part Cherokee. I know that on my father's side I am part Blackfoot. But I don't have official records for those, and I really wish I did. It would have helped me so much. I'm gonna
say, once we're done here, because I've done mine, and it told me the tribe that I was from. It's out of California. I forget the name of it now, but I was like, oh, so I got some California roots in me as well. Because it's a small percentage, so it's probably just one person way back there, but still.
Yeah. But that would help you so much, especially if you registered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Trust me, I want to so bad.
But yes, Jaylene, you are amazing. So, up next, we have from the Romantic era, and the place was Africa, we have the Virgo Queen. Again, A+. The story, the wigs.
Yeah, she's giving very, what is the time period called? Gosh, I forgot what it's called.
The Romantic era? I don't
know. No, not necessarily the Romantic era. There's another word for it, but I can't think of it. But if we're in Africa, it wouldn't have been called that. So we'll just stick to what it's called in Africa, which is the Romantic era. In America, it was called antebellum.
Ah, yes. Yes. But what is your score?
This gets an A+ for me.
Beautiful. Up next, we have Helena Poison. Her time was the 1950s, and her place was hell. I got 2 screenshots of her because I couldn't get a front with the title card, so I got a second one so that you could see her a little bit better. And what did you think of Helena Poison?
This didn't give 1950s. This gave 1980s Beetlejuice movie to me.
It gave 50s to me.
It gave a little bit.
I got the greaser. I got the greaser vibe from it. Like, yeah.
Right. But my thought process immediately went Beetlejuice.
But what's your score?
I give it a B.
I give it a B+. I wish the green paint was the same color as the green tights. That kind of throws me off a little bit.
That's a little difficult to do.
I know. That's why I'm not going to hark on it too much, but it was something that I was like...
not everybody knows that, they need to go to MAC to get the green paint.
Concealer. So up next, the time was 1888. The place was London, England. And we have Perla. A+.
She did Jack the Ripper. Now I really flipping appreciated that.
Like, as soon as she came out, I knew the reference immediately. Then I saw the year. I'm like, yep. Beautiful.
Like, she did Jack the Ripper. And for whatever reason, that really just spoke to me.
High fashion.
As a Patricia Cornwell reader who did this whole book on Jack the Ripper, I appreciated it. And for that, she gets an A+ for me.
Period. Up next, we have Minnie Wang. Her time was Candace Drag Race premiere, and the place was the workroom. She is serving the pork chop juice box. What did you think of this look?
It was so funny.
It was so funny.
It was so funny. I give it an A.
I do too. Like, as soon as she came out, I'm like, is this juice? And then I read the thing. I'm like, oh my god, it is juice box. I was like, this is so much fun. I love her recreating the moment where the bracelet was getting stuck to the tights.
Right?
It was so good. So good.
I mean, and the funny thing is it makes that moment even more irreverent now that it's been recreated and memorialized.
Yeah. Because she was the first pork chop. She is the Victoria pork chop of Canada. The very first queen to sashay away. Even though I don't think she lost that lip sync. But I think it would have been a crime to lose Lemon that soon.
Yes.
So up next, the year 2525, Vancouver. It's Xana.
Xana don't.
I didn't care for this at all. It's a no for me, dog.
You see what I said? Xana don't. It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. Up next, the 1950s brothel era. The place was the Amsterdam Red Light District. We have Sanjina, the Bish Queen. What did you think of Sanjina?
This is a C for me.
I'll give it a C plus. I'll give it a C plus. Up next, the time is December 11th, 1948. The place is Ottawa, Ontario. We have Terra Nova.
Did you just get? You just got?
Huh?
I said you just got the outfit.
I'm gonna say go to the next one. You'll see the full one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the story of how her town came to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if she wouldn't have told me that story, I would not have.
I wouldn't have known.
The others, I could relatively get the outfit. I'm like, okay, I see where you're jumping here. But without the backstory, I would not have known what this was. It still gets a B because it's cute. But, you know, maybe not pull something that people wouldn't know off the back unless you're teaching us something. And what she is teaching. But I guess it's different from how, you know, Jaylene was teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think of Miss Tara?
Yeah, that's a C plus.
And then last but definitely not least, we have, oh my God, from the year 3025, and the place is Desert Earth. What did you think of Uma?
This was a D for me.
Okay.
It was just, I don't know, just something about the dry skin flaking off just didn't sit well with me.
For me, it fit the story that she was telling.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. It gets a B plus for me.
Awesome.
So we have all of our amazing queens lined up here. Who had your favorite look this week?
My favorite look must be Miss Michaela.
Michaela's a good choice. Mine has to be Miss Perla because she really came through. Come on, Miss Ripper. So up first we have Xana, Sanjina, Terra Nova, and oh my God. Yes. What did you think of their commercial on Family?
That was not very informative at all.
It wasn't even funny.
It wasn't.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. In the workroom, when they were talking about, oh, we'll just put these two together, it sounded funny then. But actually seeing it, I'm like, yeah, that is not funny.
No.
No. No.
The execution didn't match up.
Like, this could have been a great chance to teach about chosen families as well.
Right.
It didn't work.
It seemed like there wasn't any effort put into it. It was just kind of like, here's a line for you, here's a line for you, here's a line for you, and we're going to make the pit crew do all of the work.
Yeah. So let's move on to Michaela, Tiffany, Jaylene, and Virgo.
This was a little overworked.
To where I felt like the last group didn't do enough. I felt like they were doing too much.
And it didn't help that there was no script. So it was just kind of... Because you could tell, and I think this is the reason why she was safe, you could tell Michaela was trying. Michaela was like, okay, I think you should do this. I think you need to do this.
Yeah, she really took control in that moment. And honestly, I'm glad she did, because if not, it probably would have been a bigger train wreck than what it was.
Exactly. Because she said, like, even when they were in the process of quote unquote writing it, she was like, there's no script. Like, what are we even doing right now? But my thing is like, I don't know if she spoke up and was like, hey, we kind of need a script. Or, you know, if she was like, hey, we need a script, and the person in charge was like, nah, we're good, we'll just wing it.
Now listen, they better be lucky this whole Golden Beaver twist is a thing, because If it
They'd have
wasn't,
been at the bottom.
no, there would have been a lovely 8-way lip sync tonight.
Mm-hmm.
A lovely 8-queen lip sync. Honestly, we could have pulled a, what was it, season, 14? Where, of course, they announced Perla as a winner, but because everybody else did so bad, it leads to the Lollapalooza next week.
Right.
But, yeah, they better be lucky, because if it was me, there would have been 8. If it wasn't for the Golden Beaver.
Right.
If we were doing just the traditional season, there would have been 8 queens lip syncing tonight. 8. Y'all better find. Y'all got a big ass stage. Make it work.
Find you a spot and stay. Step and fetch.
But then we get this group here. Thank you, God, for Perla,
episode,
and Minnie Wang. My God, thank you. Thank you so much. This is what we needed, okay? And I was really impressed by Minnie. I thought Minnie was going to struggle in this acting challenge, but baby, she kept up with them.
Yeah.
Now, that lip sync next episode, we won't talk about that. But she did a really good job here. And them being in the top made so much sense to me. And you know me, I'm very big on judging as teams, but with the Golden Beaver twist, it's kind of hard when you don't have teams of 3.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, we're not going to do it in teams, fine. But next time we do a team challenge, make sure it's groups of 3 so that we can still follow the format.
Right.
But I'll let it slide this time because I do agree with the winning group, top group, regardless if it's individual as a team, they were in the top. And in the bottom, we had Tiffany, we had Tara, and we had, not Tara, we had Xana, and we had Terra Nova.
Right.
So, the winner was Perla. I agree.
Yeah.
I think she was the best in the group. The other girls did great as well, but I think it was her runway that kind of popped her over.
Yeah.
Because to me, they all did relatively well, but that runway from Perla, hands down. So because she won the power of the Golden Beaver and has to choose to save either Xana, Terra Nova, or Tiffany and Co. Now, do you agree with those 3 queens being in the bottom?
A little bit.
I'm gonna say I do. Like others could be down there too, but it's just like I do think they were probably the worst out of everybody.
Yeah.
So they get back to the workroom where they do their deliberations. We get back to the main stage. So, Roxy St. James, congratulations, you're the winner of this week's challenge and you hold the power of the Golden Beaver. Are you going to save Tiffany and Co., Xana, or Terra Nova?
I probably would have saved Terra Nova. But that's only because Xana got on my nerves the next episode.
Like, don't get me wrong, Xana had that beautiful moment with Jaylene. Beautiful. But I don't know how she was in person, but on TV, it's a little annoying.
Yes.
So, I think I would have saved Tara as well. Be like, let's 2 it girls go at it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, have fun. But Perla chose to save Xana. Which means our bottom 2 is Tiffany and Co. and Terra Nova. They lip sync to Fuck the Pain Away by Peaches.
Yes.
That was a song.
It was a choice.
And I need to know, is Peaches a Canadian artist?
Probably.
Because I know Canada's rule is a certain percentage of the show has to be Canadian. And some of the country's biggest stars, the Justin Biebers, the Celine Dion's,
The Avril Lavigne's.
Yeah, the Avril Lavigne's, they're a little expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just a little expensive. So it might have been cheaper just to let's get Peaches on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Peaches. So if we let you come and judge on the show, can we use one of your songs for the lip sync?
Like, Come through. Come fuck the pain away, okay? So I'm gonna give Canada some grace because they are under a strict rule that they have to use a percentage of Canadian artists. And I know their really big ones are probably really expensive, so they're trying to use them at the right times. You know, the grand finale, like they always do a Celine Dion song. Like, I know Celine ain't cheap.
No.
I know Celine ain't cheap. So yeah, fuck the pain away was an interesting choice, but I'm not gonna go too harsh on Canada's Drag Race for it, because if it wasn't for their weird song choice, I wouldn't know that song. Your daddy don't know what your mama's gonna do tonight. What was that on Canada versus the World season 1? That was Victoria and Silky when they lip synced. My God, I don't know why I thought that silly song was so good, but baby, I started listening to it. I did. It's on the playlist. All right. Now, is this on the playlist? No, it wasn't. But anyway, what did you think of the Fuck the Pain Away lip sync?
That was interesting. Yeah, that was interesting.
So the judges decided to keep Tiffany and Co. Do you agree that she won the lip sync?
No, not really.
I think she did win it because Tara was kind of awkward through most of it.
She was awkward through
But
most
I honestly
of it.
know it's the song choice because listening to that song, I'm like, what would I do if I was given this? I'm not sure how I would approach this song.
Right.
They would have gave me the iPod and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get this one. Please don't give me this one, honey. But she leaves her message, and the queens dance like they didn't just crush that girl's dreams. So we're back in the workroom after her elimination. They read the message. They congratulate Tiffany on winning the lip sync. They sit down, and Perla, she really didn't give a reasoning for why she chose Xana, other than I had a previous relationship with her, and honestly, valid. Because if it was like a me and you situation week 1, I would have saved you. Like, I wouldn't even have to deliberate. I'll be like, I'm saving Roxy. What are we doing here? Kind of like Alexis on Canada vs. World 2. I'm saving Kennedy because that's my friend.
Right.
Now, she was doing great in the competition as well, so it made it not seem so bad. But she was like, no, even if she wasn't doing well, I was saving my friend.
We gonna get through this together.
Sure. So it's the next day in the workroom. The queens walk in. Xana tried to start some beef with Umagod, but Uma was not having it. She was like, no, I revised damn near everything for you, so you can take that somewhere else. The alarm goes off. RuPaul gives the message, and from the way the message went, like, we knew it was the Slayoff. But because there was a lot of sports references and they were talking about balls, if I was standing there, I would have been like, oh, are we finna do the ball?
That part.
Do I need to pray that the hot glue machine is working right? Because Lord knows I ain't touching that sewing machine. So Tracy walks in and announces that we're doing the Slayoffs. Woo woo! But we're doing things a little different. They're going to do it in teams with 5 lip syncs. The team captains for these teams will be Perla and Virgo because they were the winners of the first 2 challenges. So they're going to select their teams and they will lip sync against each other, and the team with the most points win. And then out of that, they chose just one winner, who then had the opportunity to save one of the 3 in the bottom. With this being a Lollapalooza, they should have just added one more lip sync, and then like in this case, there was 3 queens who won their lip syncs. Have all 3 of them lip sync again. Pick the winner, which probably would have been Virgo anyway. And then Virgo gets to save one of the bottom queens from elimination. You know what I'm saying? And then let the other 2 lip sync to go home.
Right.
It was an interesting format, but yeah, let's go back to how a Lollapalooza typically, like y'all did it before. like y'all did it before. But after the teams were divvied up, we had Jaylene, Uma, Michaela, Perla, and Tiffany on the team. And on the other team, we had Minnie Wang, Helena, Virgo, Sanjina, and Xana. So, they had to select which queen is going to get which song. So, the songs they had was Too Hot by Alanis Morissette, Heads Will Roll by Yeah Yeah Yes, Bad Bitches Don't Cry by Priyanka and Ralph, San Francisco by Rufus, and Exes by Tate McRae. So if you were there and you were on a team, which song would you have fought for to get?
In all honesty, I didn't know any of them. It wasn't until I heard like the intro for His Roll, I was like, oh, okay. I completely thought that was somebody else because and trust me, the only reason why I even knew what that song was is because I'm around a bunch of second and third graders and they watched the stupid Disney movie with the dang red and Heads Will Roll was one of those memes.
For me, I know that song because of Glee. Off with your head.
Oh,
they mixed
I knew
it.
I had heard it somewhere else.
They mixed it with something, and they did it as the halftime show for their football game.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which song they matched it up with. Oh, Thriller. They matched it up with Thriller. So once you've heard,
halfway remember that.
Now that you've heard all the songs, which song would you have fought for?
I probably still would have fought for Heads Will Roll.
For me, it would have been Heads Will Roll, or Too Hot. Now, I didn't know Too Hot by Alanis Morissette, but once it started playing, I would have been like, I was sitting like, oh yeah, I would have learned the words to this one. Yep.
It would have. It probably would have been Heads Will Roll or the spoken word one.
I would have went for Too Hot. I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna learn them words right there. Yeah. Me and Michaela would have been having a good old time out there. Move, Minnie, I got this. Move. Shit. Too hot. Give me the words real quick. But granted, by this point, I would know this song. Because like I said, if I ever go through a situation like this, as soon as they hand me that iPod and them lyrics, I'm learning every song on there. Every song. You never know. Even if I don't like the damn song. I'm going to learn it. Because ain't no damn way y'all going to catch me slipping. Okay? But let's go ahead and get to the main stage. And let's get this slay off slaying. Up first, we have our hostess with the mostest. We have Brooklyn Heights. What did you think of Auntie Brooke?
I literally like this. I love this so much. It was very liquidy, very fluid. Went with, the theme from somebody else's, thing, but didn't completely follow the prompt. But that's okay. Anyways, yeah. This was lovely. This is an A+ for me.
This gets an A+ for me too. You know me, I typically like bigger hair, but in this case, this works perfectly. A+. A+. So this week, we are joined by Brad Gorinsky, Tracy Melshore, and our extra special guest judge, the winner of All Stars 5, Shea Coulee. Let's not also forget she was a finalist for Season 9 and All Stars 7. Okay? Don't play with my sis. Might I suggest you don't play with my sis. Because she's comfortable. Okay, don't play with her. But yeah, it was good to see Shay here for the lip sync slay off. I thought that was good to have her here for that. And yeah, I still find it weird that they give critiques during the lip syncs. Like after the lip syncs, I'm like, just say who won. They did that last year during the Slayoffs. Baby, just nod your little heads and tell us who won.
Well, I think there's just like, we got to give some kind of
We don't. We
critique.
Really don't. They've seen the Lollapaloozas that happened in the U.S. RuPaul and them don't give no critiques. The very first one they did, they didn't give no critiques. RuPaul's like, I made my decision. Somebody stayed, somebody gold. But anyway, it's time for the Lip Sync Slay Off Team Editions. We have all of our amazing queens here. The first battle was between Minnie Wang and Michaela Couture to Too Hot by Alanis Morissette. The song I would have fought for. I learned them words and went out there and showed y'all how it's done, honey. But what did you think of this lip sync between Minnie and Michaela?
Michaela mopped the floor with her.
Oh, baby. Like, you know, when they were talking about who was getting what song, I forget whose name they had on Team Virgo with Too Hot at first. I think it was either Virgo. I think Xana was talking about it at one point. But when they said Minnie, I'm like, oh, this poor baby. Yeah, Michaela just ate her up. She won and received the first point for her team. Now, this one I agree with.
This one, yes.
Now, going forward. Now, and the funny thing is, even if the way I would have judged it, they still would have ended up with a tie at the end, because I think they did it the way they did so that final lip sync could be the tiebreaker. But even the way I judged it, I was like, yeah, you still would have ended with 2-2. And then the final lip sync can be, you know, who it was.
Right.
But for the second lip sync, we had Helena Poison and Jaylene Time with San Francisco by Rufus Wainwright, which was half spoken word and then half song.
Can we pause for a minute?
So we have the lip sync of San Francisco by Rufus Wainwright between Helena Poison and Jaylene Time. What did you think of this lip sync?
Hold on. Now what? You know what? I kind of liked it, honestly.
I did too. Honestly, I felt like there was, like, the beginning half and the second half, like the spoken word portion, I think Jaylene knocked that out.
Yes,
and then
definitely.
when we got to the actual song of it all, I'll say Helena did better just because I liked her take on it. Like, she did a different take. But overall, I felt like both queens did relatively well. Me personally, I think I would have gave the win to Jaylene here. Because to me, the spoken word part is the most important part of this song. And I feel like Jaylene knocked that out the park.
For the... Yes, definitely.
But the judges decided elsewise. They stated that Helena won this lip sync.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily agree.
1-1. Yeah, I think that should have went to Jaylene, and it should be 2-0 right now. Don't worry. They're going to get tied up here in a second. Up next, we have Xana and Oh My God.
Oh My God.
They lip sync to Heads Will Roll, the A-Track remix. That hurt my spirit when Brooklyn said A-Track remix. I was like, what do you mean remix? Stop it! But this remix wasn't bad. It was still pretty true to the original. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So yes. And what did you think of this lip sync?
Fudge. I keep like blinking out. Hold on. I gotta catch up. There we go. Boom.
You're good.
Yeah. Alright. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Alright. Honestly, I kind of liked Oh My God. I think that this win was really well deserved.
I don't. Now, I agree with the judges. Xana needs to be more aware of the cameras around her.
Right.
Because I'm like, girl, what do you... Pay attention to the cameras. I understand you're in the moment. But always find your camera, darling. Always find your camera. But I enjoyed what Xana was doing. Now, am I her biggest fan? No. But you saw the whole room was gagged when Uma won. I was one of them. I'm like, did we watch the same lip sync?
I liked Uma's take on it.
Baby, Uma was just swirling her arms.
But,
which head?
But I think it was
spins till you're dead.
Funny.
Off, girl.
I thought it was funny. That might be just like a generational gap.
Maybe. But that leaves Team Perla 2-1. The next lip sync was the Virgo Queen versus Tiffany. Lip syncing to Exes by Tate McRae. Now, this was one of the songs I didn't know I knew until it started playing. I was like, oh, I've heard this on TikTok. I know this song. Now, what I need to tell this generation, I love y'all Gen Z. You know, I'm always rocking with the Gen Z. Please stop comparing Tate McRae to Britney Spears. She is not the next Britney Spears.
No.
And this comes from someone who enjoys Tate McRae's music. I do. I was bumping Greedy like everybody else. And I can't tell you how many times a day I go, I don't want them anyway, girl, take them. Because it's a bop. It's a bop. I know it is. But please stop comparing her to Britney. Please. 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 Okay, call me Sabrina. Please, please, please. Stop comparing that girl to Britney. Let her be her own person. She's going to be the first ever Tate McRae. Okay? She's going to be the first ever Tate McRae. Let her be. Okay? I'm going to need her to drop an album. I'm tired of these little singles. Give me an album. Let me see what you can do. Give me a body of work before I can fully press the stand card or not. I need to see if you could deliver a body of work or you're just going to be one of them single girls. Like Ice Spice. That album she dropped? Garbage. But the singles on it was good. So I'm like, okay, now I know, going forward, Ice Spice is a singles girl. She can't give a body of work. But anyway, so the lip sync went on, and this was a pretty good lip sync. A pretty good lip sync. Virgo clearly won this, in my opinion, but Tiffany did good too.
She tried very hard.
Yeah, she tried very hard. I was entertained by both of them. I really was. And the judges agreed with us, and Tiffany lost the lip sync, which leaves the group to 2-2. So it's time to break the tie. It is Sanjina versus Perla to Bad Bitches Don't Cry by Priyanka and Ralph. I love how they are constantly using Priyanka's music. I love that so much. No other franchise is doing that.
Right.
She is the first and only queen to have her own song be performed as a lip sync.
Yeah.
And there's been some pretty good music released by the queens. Like, if Rue really wanted to...
Pass the torch.
Not even pass the torch. But like Now or Never by Blair St. Clair. You remember that. I was bumping it like crazy. Brown Cow Stunning. Mo Heart.
Yes.
Hello World. Hello America. Quick question. Oh, are you Brown Cow Stunning? Ow, baby. There's been so many cute songs that's come out of the Drag Race universe. That will... Come on, Rue. Come on, Rue. So, this lip sync here, my favorite lip sync of the night. These two just really gave it everything.
Everything. The hair.
And I love the different approaches that they took. Because Sanjina took the more energetic, I'm in your face, baby, let's go. And Perla was like, no, you come to me. I am attracting you. Come to me. And I'm like, wait, I'm loving it. And the hair flip at the end, I'm like, you better, Perla. You better. Like, this one was a legit... Like, this one, I had no idea which way it was going to go. Like, they were both going it. Now, for me... I think I would have gave this to Perla just for the end right here when she got on the floor and started crying. That
right.
I was like, oh, she just took it. It was just that little bit right there just took it over from me. Like it was just so good. This lip sync was just amazing. I've watched this several times since the Slayoff happened on Thursday. It's just like, my God, these two really turned it out. Now, they chose Sanjina, which I'm not tripping because she did just as amazing. Just as amazing. Which leaves Team Virgo, the winner of this lip sync Lollapalooza Slayoff. Do you agree with Sanjina winning the lip sync, therefore winning it for her team?
Just because that last lip sync could have went either way. But I really wanted Michaela to win.
For me, like I said, just that little piece at the end is what took Perla over the top for me.
Right.
But
Like, I like the hairography. I think Sangina was just a little too chaotic for me.
But see, I love that chaoticness. Like, it fit the song, in my opinion. Like, sometimes chaoticness doesn't work, but for me, it worked with Bad Bitches Don't Cry.
Right.
Like I said, it was a toss-up, so I'm not tripping. But I think I would have chose Perla, which would have changed this whole episode all the way around. Because that means somebody from this team got to go home.
Right.
But the winning team gets to come up, and they announce that the winner was the Virgo Queen. Now, this is where I was talking earlier. Since this is a Lollapalooza, I would have had Sanjina, Helena, and Virgo lip sync again. And then announce Virgo as the winner, because let's be real. Announce Virgo as the winner, and then give her the Golden Beaver. It's the Lollapalooza. All that extra critiquing that they did, we could have done another lip sync in here. Because there is dozens of songs, well, I'm not going to say dozens, but there are several songs that they don't use throughout the season that stays on the iPod. Baby, if you already got it cleared, throw an extra lip sync in there. It would have been a cute little three-way. A cute little one, okay?
Nice little three-way.
Yeah. Just a little three-way. So, the winner, of course, Virgo Queen. She gets the Golden Beaver. And then the losers of the lip syncs from the other team, which was Perla, Tiffany, and Jaylene, are up for elimination. I'm sorry, but Perla should not be up for elimination.
No.
Baby, she ate that up. Ate that up. And, like, even Jaylene and Tiffany, like, nobody did bad in this episode. Except for Uma. I know you loved it, but, honey, I that's the only one I was just kind of like, I knew for sure who was winning that one. So when they said, oh my God, I was like, oh, okay, cool, interesting.
Choice.
Is, okay. So they sit down, they plead their case, and they even had like a team sit down to where they all talked with the Virgo Queen and be like, oh, this is what you do, this is what you should do. So if you were the Virgo Queen this week, would you have saved Perla, Tiffany and Co., or Jaylene time?
I probably would have saved Jaylene time.
For me,
for the same reason everybody else saved her.
I'm gonna say for me, I feel like you could play the game, and to me that was playing the game, because if we wanted to be fair, it should have went to Perla.
Right.
She just had a win. Jaylene has been doing great in the competition, and then Tiffany's has consistently been in the bottom.
Right.
So, I think I would have chose Perla either way around. Like, even if I was trying to be strategic or playing a game, whatever, I think I would have saved Perla. Because in a Lollapalooza, I'm really just going off of performance. And although these two did do great, Perla ate. Okay?
Right.
Perla ate. So I think I would have given it to Perla. But the Virgo Queen decided to listen to her drag daughter and give it to Jaylene time. So our bottom two is Perla and Tiffany and Co. lip syncing to another one of my favorite Avril Lavigne songs, Hot. Now, if they would have put this in the Lollapalooza, I'd have been fighting folks with it. It's mine. Back the fuck up. I would have held on. No, mine. You make me so hot. You make me want to jump. No. Back up. Back up. Mine. 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 Back up.
We are not in Australia.
Mine. Mine. But anyway, what did we think of the final lip sync? I don't think Tiffany knew exactly what to do with this song.
She didn't.
It felt out of place. Perla, again, brought that seductress, come hither, I got this, threw in a few impressive moves. Like, I'm like, okay, Miss Perla, I was not expecting you to be a lip sync assassin. But look at you. Look at you.
Look, she said, this is what I do.
And does it well. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't see Perla lasting long. Now I can see her in the finale. I ain't gonna lie to you. After these past 2 weeks, I can see Perla making the finale. Because after week one, I'm like, yeah, my probably gonna make it threefold, maybe halfway through. But now, I think she can make it to the end. But yeah, Tiffany she just didn't connect. And she didn't really know what to do with this song. So Perla just really just outshined her here. And the judges agreed with us. Because Perla was told to chante. And Tiffany was told to sashay away. So they danced the night away like they didn't just crush that girl's dreams. And we find out that next week they will be doing a design challenge. And somebody's getting on St. John's nerves because, baby, she is ready for whoever it is. I'm like, all right, don't fuck with her. Don't do it. Don't do it. But, honey, that's all I got. Is there anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right, tell the peoples where they can find you.
You can find me at Cresha McGill. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, mama. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.